The students you will be working with have already been identified as having difficulties with reading. This means that you are going to be working with them on something they may have negative feelings about. This could result in you having to handle some common behavior issues. The purpose of this video is to provide information on how to handle behavior issues in small group settings. The training objectives for this video are: examine the importance of establishing positive relationships with students to decrease behavior issues and ensure academic success. Identify common behavior issues and explore effective strategies for addressing behavior in small group sessions. Demonstrate the use of positive praise to decrease behavior issues in small group sessions. Section 1. Establishing relationships.
Establishing a relationship at the beginning of the session will mitigate negative behaviors in that students know that you care about them emotionally. They will want to be respectful to you. They will want to accomplish the task that you are asking them to do because you have shown them that you care about them. Using the rating game at the beginning of the session allows you to know where each student is at.
We're going to start with our rating game today. So remember, with our rating game, you're going to hold up the number of fingers on how you feel today. So if you're 1, you're having a rock star day, it's excellent. 2, you're having a good day. 3, it's pretty average. 4, you're a little unhappy about something. And 5, you're angry. So show me with your fingers, how are you feeling today?
They raise that amount of fingers. You know exactly where each one of your students in your group is at that precise moment. You ask them to share out. That way they have that opportunity to express their feelings at the beginning of the group, and you know where you can start that day.
Xavier, you're a 1. You're having a rock star day, yeah? Why is that?
Because I'm going fishing.
Ooh, you're going fishing. That's so much fun. If they are excellent, you can praise them and say, oh, I'm so glad that you're having a great day. It's really exciting that you're going to have a new brother or sister, whatever their news is. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if they're unhappy or they're angry, you can say things like, thank you so much for sharing, and I'm so sorry that you're not feeling good today. Let's try our best. Matt, I see that you have 5 fingers up, so you're a little angry. What's the matter, honey?
I didn't finish my breakfast.
So you're a little hungry? Well, I'm really sorry you didn't get to finish your breakfast. You had a little bit of breakfast? Mm-hmm. Well, lunchtime is going to come before you know it. Can you try and concentrate on what we're doing today and do your very best? When you empathize with a student, when you show them that you understand what they're feeling, they'll turn it around and they'll be, oh gosh, she really listened to me. So I'm going to do what she's going to ask me to do because I know she understands where I'm at.
Section 2. Strategies for addressing common behavior issues.
Some common behaviors that you'll see in your tutoring sessions that I would not address would be tapping of the foot, standing instead of sitting down in the chair. They could tap a pencil. Kids are fidgety, they're wiggly. So if they're wiggly, as long as the student is on task, if they're not bothering another student, if they're not bothering the group with their wiggliness or their tapping, then I ignore that behavior. Behaviors that I do acknowledge and that I do set to correct are behaviors such as noncompliance, if they're not doing what I'm asking them to do. Matt, we're turning the page. You're next. You're going to be a rock star reader. If they are being rude to another student with their words or their actions, if they're being rude to me as the teacher, if they're being physical with another student, those are all things that need to be stopped and addressed. It's really important for the tutor to address behavior issues as quickly as possible because you want them to stop immediately. I start with nonverbal cues when I'm addressing a behavior in a group. It can look like a hand on top of that student's hand if they're not doing something. That way they know and they can redirect it without you saying a word. If they're off task, I oftentimes just tap the table in front of them. That draws their attention to, and they, oh yeah, that's right, I need to be doing this. A hand on a shoulder, sometimes just a look in the direction, often changes a student's behavior immediately. Using nonverbal cues does not interrupt the pacing or the flow of the group, and that's what you want. The more nonverbal cues you can use to redirect behavior, the better, because then the pacing and the flow of your group can continue. It would be appropriate to address a student verbally when you have exhausted all of your nonverbal cues. So if you've gone through touching of the hand or tapping, and they're just not redirecting, they're not doing what you want them to do, then a quiet saying of their name can often draw their attention because you're specifically talking about them. Would you read that last line for me? Matt, I need you to put your feet down, sit up like a scholar, please. Scoot closer, you can do it. Read me this. You can also set a task for the other students in your group to do, such as read a page, and then you call that specific student to come stand next to you, and you talk to them about the behavior expectations in your group, how you would like for them to change their behavior, and that you're giving them another chance to show that you can be the scholar that they really are. You always want to make sure that when you're verbally addressing a student's behavior, you do it as privately as possible. That way, it's just between the two of you, and the child doesn't feel like they have to save face or be tough in front of their friends. If a student's behavior escalates to a point where it's interrupting the learning of the other students in the group, and you've tried everything, your nonverbal cues, your verbal cues, you've separated from the group, and they're still not complying with what you want them to do, it is okay for you to seek the help of a teacher or of your Experience Corps contact. You are welcome to stand up and walk that student back to their classroom, tell the teacher the reason why you're bringing them back, and then return to your group and finish the lesson that you're doing. Don't worry that you have to separate that student from the group. It happens to all of us, every teacher, even the most experienced teacher. It's okay. Just make sure that you get the help that you need so that you can get back to the students who are doing what you want them to do and are accomplishing the task that you want them to do.
Section 3. Managing Behavior with Positive Praise.
Behavior management is the hardest part of teaching. So if we think of behavior management on a spectrum, and we start with the first step for me is praise. That's what a scholar does. Nice work. The more you praise a student, the more positive you are with a student, the less you'll have any negative behaviors. When you praise a student, make sure that it is quick and it is specific to the action that they accomplished.
Touch them.
Very fluent. One more time.
So if you're praising them for a word that they read correctly, you can just say yes, or you can say, "Ooh, you said that vowel sound right." So make sure that you're praising them and they know why you're praising them, but also make it fast so that the pacing can continue and your group can still move fluidly. Perfect first grade voice. I knew you had it in you, Matt. Excellent correction. Very nice job. So respectful. Kira, thank you for going back and rereading that correctly. And thank you for reminding him to read out loud so that you knew if he made a mistake or not, or if he was reading it fluently. Good. Excellent. Good. Close up your books. Oftentimes we consider behavior management on the negative side when a child's misbehaving. And so sometimes a mind shift of, hey, let's focus on the positive and encourage the positive and praise the positive things that the students are doing. And then if we have to get to the negative of the behavior management, we'll get there. But maybe we won't have to get there because we're giving so much praise.